Welcome back to Market Day Report. I'm Scott Shellady, otherwise known as the Cow Guy. Thank you very much for tuning us in to see what these markets are doing, because it's all about the money. Really, you don't care about me. Let's bring in those corn prices and see what we've got stored up for you here. Corn, 3 1/4 cents lower in the D's, but let's go to the March where it's 1 1/4 cents lower. We've been kind of rooted to that 4.74 level for the morning since I've been here, right? 4.74 is last. We're down 1 1/4 cents. Got a 5 3/4 cent range there, so we're 3 cents from the lows. And about 2 3/4 cents from the highs. That's as close to you can get to being right in the middle of that range. 1 1/4 cents lower March corn. 4.74 is the price. Let's go to the beans. They were up 19 the last time we checked. Now we've kind of come off a couple of cents here. So jam beans up 17 1/4 to 13.47, 3 cents off the highs. Decent 19.5, 20 cent range there. So jam beans 17 1/4 cents higher. Again, 13.47's last. March is up 17 1/4 cents as well to 13.65.5, and that's 3 cents off the highs there as well. So soybeans doing all right. Let's go to the Chicago wheat market. Chicago wheat, March is up 7 3/4 cents to 5.68 3/4. That's a penny off the highs. We've got a decent range of about 12 cents over there today. Let's take a look at the May. That's up 9 cents to 5.85 1/4, and that's a penny off the highs there as well. Chicago wheat doing better, about 7 to 8 cents higher across the board. From Chicago to Kansas City we go. That's the hard red. This is one that's got the decent gains today. March up 18 3/4 cents to 6.15 1/4. A half cent off the highs of the day. We've had a decent range of over 20 cents there too. May is up 17.5 cents to 6.20 3/4. So hard red wheat doing pretty well between 17.5 and 19.5 cents higher. From the Kansas City plains, we move over to Minneapolis. That's the spring wheat. March is up 11 1/4 cents to 7.11, a penny off the highs. We've had a 10-cent range. Penny off the high of a 10-cent range is going to kind of paint that picture for you. We're 11 1/4 cents better. 7.11 is last March spring wheat, Minneapolis. Let's go to the cotton market, and we'll go to our next guest analyst. Cotton, that March contract's up 34 points to 79.60. It's pretty much in the middle of the day's range. Let's bring in Tommy Grisafi with Advanced Trading. I think he's in Valparaiso, Indiana. Tommy, thanks for being on the show. All right, there you are. All right, let's talk about the market here. Anything jump out at you when I rattle off those prices?
There is an incredible amount of green on the commodity sector. A couple things you didn't talk about, I'm sure you'll talk about in the Cow Guy later this afternoon. Gold is approaching that 2040 level. Crude oil's up $2. You have your Scotty go-tos. The 10-year yield's below 440. And the reason I'm saying this is that the stock market's up also. So if we're going to go on national TV and say the world's ending, it don't look like it's ending. Interest rates are going down, stocks are going up, assets are going back up, which would make me think, and maybe I'll flip it back to you and say, I don't think inflation's dead. With that, soybeans are up 20, wheat's up. It's first notice day coming up here. Tomorrow, the next day, you absolutely have to be out of your Decembers. Well, you don't have to, but they might put it in your front yard, as they say in the movies. You know, they're going to deliver it to your front yard. The delivery process will start. Big move up in commodities, Scott. What's your thoughts?
The last mile's the hardest. Yeah, we've gotten close. 3.2% is the latest CPI read, which is what folks look at as far as inflation goes. The mandate's 2%, but you know, if 3.2% is the inflation rate, that still means, again, to everybody out there, the viewers, the prices have gone up 3.2% from this time last year. And this time last year, that was up 7.7% from the year before, right? So that's compounding interest or compounding inflation. That's why the consumer hurts when you think, you know what, we're going to do a story about that on my show, The Cow Guy Close, 1 Central, 2 Eastern, cheap plug. But things are up 20% across the board pretty much. And I don't need to tell you that. Everybody that goes to their local grocery store can feel it. And some things are up a lot more than that. So housing affordability, all-time record highs. It's hard. We've got interest rates at all-time highs in the last 15 years against all-time credit card balance highs. I mean, you're exactly right. And there's been a lot of studies that have come out and saying, 3.2%. Well, maybe we dip below there, but it could get difficult if the Fed doesn't do something. So we'll see. I mean, It's all in their hands. But, the problem is that they're just going to keep spending, and that's going to also be a kind of a big headwind.
A conundrum.
Yeah. I mean, you can't have your foot on the gas and the brake at the same time. You did in high school, but that was in the car park after everybody was gone. All right.
At Griffith High School. Shout out to all my friends.
Right.
Hey, speaking of Griffith High School, KISS was in Chicago last night. 50 years of KISS rocking. I remember when I was in Griffith High School, My mom broke a Kiss album. She said those guys were bad people. They're still rocking on, brother, just like you, Scott.
Yeah, all right. Stay right there. We're going to go away. We're going to pay some bills. We're going to come back and talk more with Tommy Grisafi about the livestock market. There's some action over there today. We'll be right back after this. All right, welcome back. Let's talk about cattle. Can't wear a cow jacket all day long and not get the cattle out there. I've got live cattle pulled up because I'm just that kind of guy. Let's take a look and see what that board's got in store for us, and that's got good gains across the board. Look at that, $4.37 higher. And that Feb contract, 173.22's last there, about 50 cents off the highs of the day. Decent range, too, of over $4. So that's a decent one there. 440 higher now, 173.22 Feb live cattle in Chicago. How about the feeders? This is another one that's kind of on fire. Again, as my old man would say, this is going up like a homesick angel. January is up $7.80 to 220.60, 35 cents off the highs. I think the story is, look at that, over an $8 range. Boy, I mean, we've got some volatility. If you want volatility, Feeders is giving it to you right now. March is up $6.87 to 223.17. Finally, let's go take a look at lean hogs. What's that got in store for us? They are also higher. Feb's up $1.67 to 68.60. And we're going to call that about, 60 cents off the high of the day. And another decent range over there, too, of about, just over $3. Okay, let's bring back in Tommy Grisafi. He's with Advanced Trading down or over up in Valparaiso, Indiana. Thanks, Tommy, for sticking around. A lot of volatility as we get to kind of plumb the depths in that cattle market. Does that mean that we've got a change of hands of a lot of contracts and maybe we put in a low? I don't know.
Something interesting happened yesterday. We had a put explosion. As you know, cattle have been coming down, feeder cattle have been coming on. I was so smart that I took a strike. I said, feeder cattle at this price, go $20 under there and sell that put. What's the risk? Within 1 hour, it doubled against me. So if I sold something for $1, it was $2 bid. And obviously someone had bought that, they had doubled their money and now I was the sucker. This is on a 50 handle feeder cattle break. So we had a put explosion. If you ask me what's going on, the Genius Committee out there who's helping people trade all these futures and options, they got everyone this one short leg of selling a put, thinking that, don't worry, you have insurance against it, and there wasn't much risk. But in the end, there was a tremendous amount of risk. And we had margin calls from the Friday hangover. Feeder cattle were down on Friday tremendously on a multi-week month low. And then we had massive margin call. The margin department's not very gentle when they flush the toilet there, Scotty. And that was a true flush, a put explosion. Now, as we trade back up 800 in feeder cattle, there's not a one lot for sale the whole way because all the volume traded at a tremendously lower level.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it feels like. And when you get a lot of volatility towards the low end of a move like that, maybe that's when a lot of things have changed hands. Everybody's done their business, and maybe we've kind of put in a low. Who knows? We'll see. Only time will tell, and that's a horrible way to end it. But thank you very much, Tommy Grisafi, for coming on. He's with Advanced Trading in Valparaiso, Indiana. Bring it back here to Music City, Music Row, and hand it back over to Suzanne.
Thank you so much, Scott.